please. Let me see if I think it's a picture. Yeah. Oh, this Dr. Jim Tucker. Today he's continuing the research started by Dr. Jan Stevenson, who died a few years ago, and today he works at the University of Virginia. And you can put down his name in the Google. You're gonna see he's a very, very important scientist here in America. I think he's the most important authority in this kind of subject. Years their experience. He has been traveling all over the world, talking about the survival of the soul. And I went to the University of Virginia 3 years ago, just meet him, but he wasn't there. He had to go out, and I could not meet him. But I had the opportunity to see a little bit of his research. It's just amazing. Over 3,000 cases. People who got dead and came back and start telling their story, and they changed their lives, like you see, like I've seen here. They really changed their lives. And 7 years ago, had a international congress of near-death experience in Portugal, and I was trying to go there, but I couldn't go because to participate it, you have to have diet before, have a near-death experience, and I didn't have, so I could not go. Almost 3,000 people on that congress. It's just amazing. So it's very normal because we don't know, because it's kind of subject. People just want to work, make money, pay the bills, but when you start studying this kind of subject, we learn so many things about about eternity, who we are, where we go, and what we're doing here. But the most important experience that proves that we are eternal beings, that we are who brings the immortality, it's called TCI, or trans communication. It's the communication between living and the dead through electronic devices. And I've been doing this research for 6 years. I've been visiting many groups of TCI, especially here in Seattle. I've been there last year, and I spent a whole day with two researchers receiving pictures of that people through the TV recorder machine. Was unbelievable. And when I finished, and I was supposed to take the airplane back to Orlando because I was in Orlando. When I start talking, they won't believe me. They're gonna think that I'm lying, because it's just amazing. You can Mauricio, you can go ahead. Okay, you got a one back. I think you got a. Oh, okay, sorry. Go. Oh, that's okay. No, just leave that. Okay, good. This one, the number 7. Number 7. Here you go. Okay, the first case in history of TCI happening in Italy with two priests, Agustin Gemelli and his good friend with Pellegrino Ernetti, which is this one here. They were priests in physics, and they used to record the Gregorian songs at the church. They used to record that. It was in the late 50s when they were start to record it of a song. When they put play to listen to the song, you hear our human voice, because the father was so upset on that day, and always when he got upset, he used to say, "Oh, Daddy, help me, Daddy." He used to say that all the time. When he's put the play, start listening the songs, he's listen a voice saying, "Of course that I help you, my son. I always with you." Hey, what's going on here? His friend said, "Did you record something from your dad?" He said, "No, when my daddy was alive, doesn't exist record machine." Well, I am saying, well, could be the devil, but if was your father, he gotta record it again so you can make sure that he is your father. And then he starts saying, "Oh, my father, if it was you, please do it again so you make sure that it was you." When he put play again, he started listening to the voice of his father. "Of course, my son," and he called his nickname. "Of course that you know, of course it's me. Don't you know your father?" And he wrote down a news letter and sent to the Pope at the Vatican. And the Pope answered the two priests saying, "Don't be afraid about this. This can prove that we are eternal beings, that we survive after that." This fact is published in a Catholic magazine called Astra, which all the priests and in church all over the world receive. It's a document, official document from the Catholic Church, that proves the communication between the living and the dead. You can put the second one. Yes, this one here. And the priest Agostino Gemelli, he was very famous. There's a hospital at the Vatican, the biggest hospital in the Vatican, with his name. So it was a very special person at the church, in the church. Okay, next one. And this Frederick Jurgenson, it was born in Russia, but used to live in Sweden. And he was very famous because he was a movie maker, and he used to make movies for the Vatican. And he used to have a hobby that start recording bird sings. He used to record the birds in his tapes, and one day he would start recording a bird that was close to his living room. No, I mean in the porch. And then when he started playing, he started listening to a human voice saying, "We are the spirits, and we have a work to do with you." He didn't understand. He took the tapes, the machine to the companies, the electronic companies on that time. He said everything is all right. It was a paranormal phenomenon in his electronic devices. And then he started recording, and after 5 years, he recorded over 16,000 messages of the spirits. 16,000. And his research was so fantastic that many scientists in physics in Europe start doing TCI. Many. And here in North Carolina, in Franklin, the city called Franklin, engineer, retired. He got so impressed that he put from his own money $500,000 to start building 4 equipment to receive the message from the spirits. He spent 4 years and no message, no result. You can put the next picture, please. His name is George William Meek. This one here, George William Meek. It was in the early 80s. And after almost 5 years, he went to a party. When I got there, came a man close to him and said, "Hi, Mr. Dr. George Meek. My name is John Neal, and I'm an engineer, but I used to hear voices." He thought that he was a crazy man, and he said to him, "There's a engineer who is dead, is a spirit, close to you, and he told me that you are making equipment to start talking to spirits, and he wants to help you because he told me that you have to change some part of your equipment so he'll be able to get in touch with you." So he starts thinking the guy was a very nice guy. Then he took the guy to his house. The deaf engineer was talking to the medium, and the medium was talking to Mr. Dr. Jeffers Miller talk to George Meek to change that parts. They were changing, and on the first week of May 1981, the spirits came to on his equipment, and he's saying, "My name is John Jeffers Miller. I was an engineer, used to work to NASA. I'm going to give you the 2 phone numbers so you make sure that I'm telling the truth." And Dr. George Meek, on his book, said that he called that number that he gave, and he got so surprised because on the other side, a man answered, said, "Hey, how do you know this number? Because it's from the Secret Service of NASA. How do you know this number?" He said that he didn't want to say that was a dead man who gave to him, and he hang up the phone. And the spirit said, "And I want you to do me a favor. 5 days before I died, I did insurance, and I didn't tell my wife. I want you to tell her that we got insurance. She got insurance." And he called his wife, told her about insurance. She received the money. She got so happy with that. These spirits gave his social security number and spoke with George William Meek for 6 months, 20 hours of conversation. In the end of the 80s, 1989, he recorded the best parts of this conversation, and he made a newsletter and sent to 100 journalists all over the world. They thought they were gonna publish everywhere. They didn't publish anything, just nothing. And I think I've got a little conversation. Maurice, you can put the next one. I think I've got it here. Yeah, I think so. Okay, you can put the. Oh, okay, we can just leave. This is the survival of the human consciousness. This is the dead spirit who was talking to him, his wife. And here the movie. You can play this movie here, which is the conversation between the spirits and George Meek. You can put Constantine, how the spirit is called.
So this is the beginning of a new good friends of ours seemed we have met. We will continue this. This is the first bridge we succeeded to build to the States. Mark was connected, and I must interrupt now. Thank you, dear friend. You may not be able to hear me, but I want to take this occasion to say...
His accent's very familiar. I used to live in North Carolina, and it was I think 5 years ago. I received, a friend of mine sent this tape with the best moments of those conversations. It was just amazing because I remember one part when the spirits came, say, call, we're talking from we need to talk to you, Dr. Meek, we need to talk to you, Dr. Meek, and like he was in the room, and he came, oh, I'm sorry, my daughter, I was hungry and I went to the kitchen to do to eat something, and the spirit came, you're lying, you went outside to smoke a cigarette, and the cigarette's gonna kill you. And he went outside to smoke a cigarette. Okay, you can put the next picture. Yeah, this one here. To see how the survive is something very, very real today. This is the WPA, the World Psychiatry Association. They published this position statement. Say, look at it. The World Psychiatry Association and the World Health Organization, WHO, have worked hard to assure that a comprehensive mental health promotion and care are. You can read better than that. You see, so the World Psychiatry Association tell the psychiatrists to study the spirituality at the university with the patients. So it's new. It's like 2 years ago, I think. Okay. You see many evidence that we have something inside our body. Yeah? John 14:16, and I will ask the Father, and He will give another advocate to help you and be with you forever. The Spirit of truth, I will not leave you as orphans, and will come to you. This consolant promised by Jesus is Spiritism. It brings us relief because it clarifies things for us. So we have to study to understand what we're doing here in this life. Spiritism doesn't leave us with the faith alone. Spiritism puts the knowledge in front of the faith. In Spiritism we study, we learn, we understand, and then we believe. It is reasonable faith. We don't accept blind faith. So you gotta study things, subject like this. And it's been said, then you know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. He didn't say believe in the truth, but to know the truth. It's a little bit different. In the religions, we don't know the truth, but we just believe. That's the difference between Spiritism and the religions, because we gotta understand to stop believing. Knowledge comes through studying, and Mauricio has this place here, which is a spot of light, bringing consolation through studying. That's the difference. Spiritism is the new revelation We have to take Spiritism out of Spiritist Center and take with us to everywhere. Today, Spirits grow in this country. We have to do this. We have to do this. Last year, I was speaking at a spiritual church in North Carolina, and they didn't know anything about Allan Kardec or what we've been studying here. And I didn't know why, because they believe in almost everything that we do, and they never heard about it. We have to introduce the Spiritism as a new knowledge for the humanity, not as a religion. Spiritism did not come to be a religion. Spiritism is the future of the religions. We are the worker of the last hour. We need to take the knowledge we learn here in this Spirit Center and take to our daily basis, to the society, to the schools, to our jobs. Spiritist Center are not a church. This place is a school of spirituality. And I've been speaking about those topics in a non-spiritist environment, and I just can do it because I use the scientific contents. Because if I just take the faith, I cannot speak in university like I've been doing, like I did in Suzuka University in Japan 2 years ago, in the United Nations here in 2015. And it's very important because people at the university, they want to understand. They don't accept just because I'm saying. They want to prove. And that's the difference between the Spiritism and the religions, because we study very much to start believing. I want to say thank you for everyone to be here this morning, and I hope to see you again. Thank you so much. Peace for you all.
I just have a question, please. That patient that they had the heart problem, and he told about what he saw through the light. What was his last name? Paul what?
Which one? Which first video? Second one? Which one?
It was Jim.
It was Jim.
Jim.
Yeah.
Jim. Yeah.
His name
Was Jim?
Yeah. If you go to the YouTube and you put near-death experience, you're gonna see
Everything.
many things, and also you're gonna find this video there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Guilhereme.
Thank you.